The secret to building strong, happy relationships that last. Today's episode is sponsored by Billy Keels Advisory Services. If you want to learn more about how to make your 99 optional, just go to makeitoptional.com. Once again, that's makeitoptional.com.
Helping you build freedom without losing your edge. This is the Going Long podcast with Billy Keels.
The secret to building strong, happy relationships that last is for you, if you're the person who believes that every single thing that you have done and will continue to do in your life, it's always going to go right. And you're never going to have a blip on the radar or in the matrix, as they say. If you believe that, or if you've actually been through or going through something that is really, really challenging, this very brief episode is one that may make some of you feel very uncomfortable. But if you just give me a couple minutes of your time, I want to share something with you that's deeply personal, and it's going to help you, especially when you're going through your deepest, darkest hour. Because as the title says, there is a secret to building strong, happy relationships that last. And they're the types of things that you're going to do that you may not even think that you need, right? And the reason that I say that is every single day, like we're in a busy and busier and busier and busier and busier and busiest world. Every single day, things continue to get busier. And it's super easy to get caught up in the here and now. Super easy, especially if you're a busy exec and you are working in big multinational, you're burning through your checklist, you're waking up with your hair on fire and with your brain on fire. I mean, many years I woke up with my brain on fire for many days at a time. It's just part of what happens when you're a high achieving executive and you don't have the right outside in perspective that you can then put into your life. But that's a whole different story. And the thing is I was very, very fortunate. I'd always had very good relationships, and I have good relationships now. And I'm talking about personal relationships, professional relationships. At least that's what I thought, right? That's what I felt. In large in part, that's true. But for me, 2023, and that's why I want to share it with you, it really helped me to reinforce something that I needed to be reinforced. I needed a lesson that I needed to have reinforced. And this things that I used to say happened to me, they happened for me. And that's why this episode is so important, especially if you want the secret to building strong, happy relationships that last, because trust me, you're going to need them. In 2023, I realized that after going through very challenging situations, both through a divorce as well as business, I realized, you know what? Money don't solve all problems, or said correctly, money does not solve all problems, right? And so the thing is all of this motion and energy that I wanted to help me by building more assets, like get more assets, because I was at a point in my life where I thought money solved all problems. And this comes from childhood, right? When you see your parents working multiple jobs, that you realize, like, okay, if they didn't have to work so many jobs, and then they didn't have to make so much money to pay all these bills, blah, 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 that what I need to do is just make more money. Like I said, I had something happen for me, or two somethings happen for me in my life that helped me to realize that it's not about the money exclusively. It's also what can you do to build strong, happy, lasting relationships? Because all of these things that were going well, perfectly in my life, which is why I want to share with you, because when things go off the tracks, I want you to be better prepared than I was, because I want you to win even more than I will, because I want to be a part of your victory. So I wanted to keep my perfect record, right? If you would have pulled me to the side, I would say that a lot. Like, pulled me aside, like, Billy, what do you really want out of this whole thing? Oh, I just want to keep my perfect record going, because my things were going so well. I wanted to continue to happen. Well, you know what? While I was far from home, going through a ruptured relationship, going through divorce, teaches a lot of things, right? Teaches a lot of things about yourself, teaches a lot about other people for sure. And going through really life-altering and devastating business type of situations, it gives you an opportunity to really look in the mirror and say, okay, well, what is the most important thing? Is it money? Right? Is it money? Because that's what I thought was going to solve all problems. And if you want to dig deeper into that, like, because my good buddy Jerome Myers, he and I went through an episode that about a year ago, it really unveiled kind of what was happening. Episode 435. I can't even believe it was that long ago, but episode 435 will give you deeper insight. I don't want to go there because we invested a lot of time sharing it with you in episode 435, so you can go check it out there and understand. But the thing that I will always hold on to is that once I started speaking to people who had been through similar types of situations, I started realizing, yes, a situation can be bad, but unfortunately, there's always a situation that's worse. And so having that like epiphany moment that, oh, hang on a second, I'm wallowing on my thing, but guess what? There's someone else who's having much more of a challenge than I am. It gave me perspective. And by sharing this, I want you to have the perspective, because what it allowed me to do was, as I was going through that moment, that dark time, actually, even to the point that I stopped doing the podcast. I mean, for those of you that have been around for a long time, you remember there was a very brief moment that we were bringing highlights back. So big shouts out to my team. Awesome thinking and being able to continue to add value. So many of you around the globe, maybe you were joining us back then. But I needed to figure a couple things out. And that's why I'm sharing it with you, because there is a secret to building strong, happy relationships that last. Because guess what? It wasn't the money. It wasn't the money that helped me, that pulled me forward, that helped, that happened for me. No, it was the relationships. But guess what? Here's the thing. Once I sat down, because I was trying, like, this is the high achiever's curse. You want to try to do everything yourself. Maybe bring some people in every once in a while, but the big part is doing it yourself. But guess what? When you want to build strong, happy relationships, this is a part about giving people another opportunity, giving those that you want, give them a chance, right? This was the thing that I learned, because it wasn't for everybody. Many, many people had an opportunity, but it was the precious few. And that's okay, right? They decided to stand forward and decided to come forward and say, hey, listen, but I gave them an opportunity. Before I wasn't giving them an opportunity. So I gave others a chance to be able to understand what was happening in my life at that time. It took some like reworking for me to be able to show my vulnerability. People use that as a word, but like, it is just saying, like, this is what is happening in my life. And in the beginning, I said it was happening to me. I now recognize that I'm very blessed and fortunate these things were happening for me. I'll know even better further in the future. But because I allowed these things these events to take place in life, and I started to interpret them in different ways, and I gave people a chance to get closer to me and show my vulnerability, I realized something, that those that were closest to me, that cared about me, they wanted to help. I wasn't giving them an opportunity. But once I gave them an opportunity, I stopped worrying about myself. I gave them an opportunity to share how much they cared about me. And that's why I want to share this with you, because when you want to build strong, happy relationships, it's not about just doing all the things when everybody is there and happy and going well. It's also about, and don't worry, you're not perfect. Life's not going to be perfect. Things are going to happen. And when they do, normally money's not going to solve the problem that you need fixed. There are times, well, yes, it will help. But this was about being able to share, allow relationships and situations in life to go deeper, not just stay shallow, because that's the easy stuff. That's the shallow stuff. That's easy. That's where everybody wants to play. But when you want to have very strong, happy relationships, you got to be able to go deep too, right? And I went through it, and trust me, it wasn't comfortable. It was very uncomfortable. High achievers, you're like everybody believe that everything's going well. Well, I'm here to tell you, it ain't. Doesn't always go well. It just doesn't. Let's be real. Keep it real. I'm here to keep it real. We're here to keep it real. Don't worry, nobody's knocking on your door. That was me. So the thing that I really take away from this, and why I want to share this, and the secret to building strong, happy relationships, is one, to realize, and I realized through this episode in life in 2023 that we're talking about, go check out episode 435. You can find out a lot more about that. But you are never alone. You are never, ever alone. I was not alone. Even when sometimes it felt like I was alone, like I was on an island, far from home, far from loved ones. Technology makes that a great, great equalizer. It's not exactly the same, but it can be a great equalizer. And the most important thing that, and I want you to leave here with, because this is what I realized, this was my realization. Meaningful relationships are intentional. They're not surface. They're intentional. It's okay to have intentional relationships and be able to share what is happening in your life, because the people that you give the opportunity, that care the most about you, they will step up. Because the people that love me the most, guess what? They stepped up. When I gave them the opportunity, and the relationships are even stronger and happier as a result. And so that's why I wanted to share that with you, because a lot of times when I was in my 100% corporate construct or being a business owner, I felt like I always had to be perfect. And a lot of the relationships were probably surface. But when things don't go according to plan, and trust me, there is a moment in your life where they will not go according to plan. It is much better to have happy and strong relationships where you're able to go deep and just let them know, hey, today's not a good day. Let them know why. Ask me how I know. But I felt it was really important to share, because maybe that's you. Maybe you're going through a challenging time, or maybe you think you're going to continue to do everything in a positive way, perfect way, and you're keeping those relationships real surface. Well, I'm here to tell you, you have an opportunity to deepen those relationships. Give others an opportunity to get closer to your world. Share. Talk about things that are important, that are deep, that aren't surface. And guess what? Share today's episode. If that's not you, but you know somebody who's kind of going through this challenge right now, they think everything's going to continue to be perfect all the time, or they're going through a real tough, challenging time. Maybe today they just need to hear that it's okay to not be perfect, to not feel like you have to be perfect. You're a real person. You have vulnerabilities. You have challenges. Because when you do, and when you share that with them, that's going to give them an opportunity to share with you. So if it's not you, share it with them. Show that you go more than just sharing, that you care. Get on the phone, talk to them, have a coffee, whatever the case may be. Because while you're doing that, guess what I'm going to be doing? Yep, you know it. I'll be right here. I'll be preparing the next episode. So until then, go out and make it a great day. And thank you very, very much.